Everyone, so tapos na nating makuha ang total score of each components in the first steps, which is nakuha na natin ang total learner row score sa total highest possible score sa tatlong components, which is nakuha na natin ang sa written work, sa performance task, and sa quarterly assessment. So kung naalala nyo, nakuha natin ang nakuha nating total learner row score. Ang ibig sabihin ng LRS is learner row score. So ang nakuha nating total sa learner row score sa first slide is 145. And then sa sa written work, ang nakuha nating total learner row score sa written work is 145. And then we have also the total highest possible score sa written work is 160. Ito yung pinakita kong examples kanina sa first slide. And then, also, nakuha na rin natin yung, after adding all of those, nakuha din natin sa performance task. The total learner row score is 100, ang total nun. And then, the total highest possible score sa performance task is 120. While sa quarterly assessment, we have the total learner row score is 40. No need to add na kasi ang ini-example ko dito kanina is the final examination of the learners. And then, ang nakuha ni learners is 40. And then, the total highest possible score is 50. So, this time naman, guys, we need to in the second steps, we need to get the percentage score. So, percentage score. So, unsaan man nato pagkuha sang percentage score o unsa ang equation or mga steps aron mas makuha nato ang percentage score sa three components, sa written work, sa performance task, o sa quarterly assessment. In order for us na makuha nato ang percentage score sa three components, sa written work, sa performance task, ug sa quarterly assessment, we need to use these equations, So, we have PS. PS stands for percentage score. And LRS is learner's row score. And HPS is highest possible score. So, percentage score is equals to, close and open parentheses, learner row score divided into highest possible score times to 100%. 100% guys is mao ni atong i-multiply in order for us na makuha nato ang percentage score in three components, in written work, performance task, and quarterly assessment. So after dividing this learner row score and the highest possible score is we need to times it to the 100% after. So the first one is we need to get the percentage score first in the written work. So sa written work, di ba, ang total learner row score nato is 145. And the total highest possible score nato is 160. Mao to ganihang akong gipakita sa slide, in the first slide. Okay, we need to compute this one first. Unsa ang percentage score sa written work. So we have PS is equals to, so the learner row score of written work, so percentage score, so ang learner row score, total learner row score sa written work is 145. So divide to total highest possible score in written work is 160 times to the 100% equals, so we need to compute this one. So we need 145 divided into 160 times 100% is equals to 90.62.602 25. So, the percentage score in written work is 90.63. Why? Diba? Why 63 siya? Because, pagkuha sa decimal guys, always remember 2 digits only. Need na to siya i-consider. Then, second digits naman guys, mo round off ta. Like, number 4 to 1, mo retain ang number. While 5 above, add on ta og 1 sa number. Like, example ni no. Like, ang nigawas sa atong gitotal is 83.3343. So, example ni no. So, sa ano man ta magkuha no, mag-round up ta sa second digits. So, kani kay 4 man, if 4 to 1 is mo retain man ang number. So, kaning is 83.33 ra siya. If kaning 4 is mo, kuana na siya mo 553. Ang answer ana niya is 83.34. Because if 5 above is mag-add man ta og 1. Gets? So again, our percentage score in written work is 90.63. So let's move on to performance task. Ato na pagkuhaon ang percentage score sa performance task with the same equations. So we have in performance task, score is equals to, in the total learner row score in performance task is 100. Divide into the total highest possible score in performance task is 120. Times to 100%. This equals to, so we need to compute this one first. So 100 divide 120 times 100% is equals to 83.333. So these are the percentage score and performance tasks. And then, same equations for computing a percentage score. We need to proceed to the last components is quarterly assessment. So, percentage score equals the total learner row score in quarterly assessment is 40. Divide the total highest possible score in quarterly assessment is 50 times 100% is equals to, also we need to compute this one first. Okay, 40 divide 50 times 100 is equals to 80. So this one is also the percentage score in quarterly assessment. So again, the percentage score in written work is 90.63. And then, in our performance task, the percentage score is 83.33. Lastly, in the third components, the quarterly assessment, our percentage score is 80. So, tandaan nyo lang to guys, no, kasi gagamitin pa to natin sa next na steps in grading competitions. Now naman guys, let's move on to the steps 3. And steps 3 naman guys is we need to convert PS, which is percentage score, we get in step 2 to the weighted score, So how to do that guys is we need to use this equation in order for us to get the weighted scores in 3 components and performance in written work and quarterly assessment. So the equation we use is WS stands for weighted score PS is percentage, while the WC stands for weight of the component. So, para makuha na to ang weighted score in 3 components, ato sa ilhon ang weighted of the component. Asa man ni nato makita ang weight of the component? So, atong equation na i-use man is the weighted score equals percentage score times or multiply to weighted of the component. So, first anay is asa man ni nato makita ang weighted of the component, diba? Based on example nato, diba, is English subjects for grade 4 students. So, may gihatag na table si DepEd sa weight of the component for grade 1 to 10. So, guys, mauni ang example table for weight of the components for grade 1 to 10. So, ang atong example is English subject. So, English is belongs gihapon siya sa languages. We have components here. As you can see, the written work, the performance task, and the quarterly assessment. So, in the first table, and in the second column, I'm sorry, we have languages, EP, ESP, and the other one is science, math, and the last one is MAPI, EEP, and the LE. So, the first one is ato asang kuhaon ang weighted score in this equation. Using this equation, no, steps 3 man ta, ato man dapat sa steps 3 ato mang pangitaon ang weighted score sa 3 components. Dan naman ta sa percentage score, ari na pud ta sa weighted score sa 3 components. So, para makuha ang weighted score sa 3 components, ato sang kuhaon pod ang weight of the components sa 3 components. So, ato sa kuhaon ang weighted score sa written work. So, ang English subjects is belong man sa languages. So, ang written work, ang iyahang components is 30%. So, the written work for English subject, kanina lang para madali, ihang weight of the components in written work is equals to 30%. So, kaning 30%, guys, ato ni siyang i-convert to decimal. So, 30 divide 100% is equals to 0.30. Mao ni aton i-use. So, with the use of the equation, weighted score is equals to percentage score multiplied to weighted of the components. So, weighted score, then ato ang percentage score sa written work kanina na atong na total is maumaning 90.63. Mauning 90.63 atong percentage score sa written work. So, ato ni siyang ipot ari. So, 90.63. I-multiply na to siya sa weight of the components, which is, ato namang gi-convert ang 30%. Mao ni atong i-use, 0.30. So, i-multiply siya sa 0.30. So, 90.63 multiplied for in 0.30 is equals to 27.19. So kaning 27.19 guys, mao ni ang ato ang weighted score for written work. And then let's move on sa performance task. So atong performance task, English subject, so languages, belongs siya sa languages. To ang weight of the components sa performance task is 50%. I-convert gihapon ni nato siya. So performance task for English, weighted of the components is equals to 50%. So let's convert also this one. 50 divide 100% is equals to 0.50. Using the equation to get the weighted score is equals to percentage score multiplied by weight of the components. Weighted score, the percentage score in performance task is the percentage score is 83.33. We put here the 83.33 multiply by the weight of the component in performance task is 0.50 because we convert that one. So 83.33 multiplied by 0.50 is equals to 41.67. So this one is the weighted score for performance task. The 41.67. Then let's move on to quarterly assessment. So in quarterly assessment, the weight of the component is in English languages man siya belong. In English subject is we have 20%. So weight of the component in quarterly assessment is 20%. Convert this one, ano na lang siya kanang 0.20. Then para makuha ang weighted score sa quarterly assessment, weighted score equals to percentage score multiplied by weight of the components. So the percentage score in quarterly assessment ganiha is 80. The percentage score in quarterly assessment is 80. So 80 atong ipot ari. So 80 multiply to weighted of the component is 0.20. 80 multiply by 0.20 is equals to 16. Giahak naman niya akong 16. So 16. So 16 is the weighted score for quarterly assessment. So again, the weighted score for quarterly assessment is 16. The weighted score for performance task is 41.67. And then the weighted score for written work is 27.19. So let's move on to the step 4. Guys, for our step 4, so we need to compute for our initial grade. So initial, dili pa siya ang final grade ni learner. Paano man nato kuhaan ang initial grade? So, based sa 3 components sa written work, performance tasks, and quarterly assessment, ang atong kuhaon is ang ilahang weighted score sa 3 components. Diba ganiha ang weighted score sa total weighted score sa written work nato is kani 27.19. So ato na siyang isulat ari guys no. Written work. So ang kani weighted score of the component so sa written work ang ato ang weighted score ganiha sa written work is 27.19. And then, sa performance test naman nato, ang atong weighted score ganihan na nakuha is 41.67. So, we need to put that one here. 41.67. And then, lastly, in the third component is 16. Ato ang weighted score for quarterly assessment. Is 16. So, total, i-compute na nato ang tulo guys. I-total na nato sila. 27 plus 19, 41, 27, 27.19, add on to 41.67, add on in 16, equals to 84.86. Dili pa ni siya ang final grade ni learner. Initial grade para na siya. Initial grade. So, based on table, paano na to makita ang final grade ni learner na initial grade pa man ni siyang 84.86? So, di ba naaman based on table na may table si DepEd na kanang gitawag na transmutation table. So, dito na to makita kung asa na bilong ang 84.86 nya dito na to matrace kung asa ang final grade ni learner. Atong initial grade guys no is 84.86. So, ato siyang pangitaon sa transmutation table. So, maon ni gikan sa DepEd. So, asa man nabilong 84.86? So, sa kaning 84 to 85.59. So, the final grade ni student is 90. So, maon na ang final grade ni student kanang 90. Kay nabilong man ang 84.86 sa kanina side. Gets ra? Gora. Maorat to siya guys. Thank you for listening.